to American Government. My name's Mr. James. If you don't know me yet, I just wanted to give you guys a quick video tour of some of the expectations of the class, as well as how to find things in the Google Classroom. Our American Government Google Classroom, this is where you are going to find all of our assignments as well as our course readings. If you go over to the classwork tab, I know you guys are pretty familiar with Google Classroom, but I just wanted to show you guys some specific things to my class. Everything's going to be separated by week, as well as you can see our unit. So our first unit here is Power and Government, and everything that you're doing in week 1 is right here. Every week, I'm going to have a quick video walkthrough of what we're doing for the week, and you can find that in the week 1 overview. If you don't want to see my walkthrough, you can also see the master schedule, and this has all of my classes as well as the weeks planned out right here. So if you come down to week number 10 and click on that, it should zip you down to the government hybrid class or the government virtual class. We're going to be doing the exact same thing in both classes. It's just some of the timing is a little different. So every Monday, I encourage you guys to click on that master schedule so that you can see what we're doing for the week. If you're watching this video right now, you are doing the week 1 play posit, Welcome to Government. So you're getting that done. And then we'll also do the class syllabus assignment for this week, okay? Each meeting, our live class times are going to be first hour for the hybrid students, and that's in room 103. And for the virtual students, that's also first hour, so that's 9 a.m. On Thursdays, and that is through the Teams meeting. Okay, so always check the master schedule. I will always have these updated. I shouldn't say always, but most of the time by Friday at the end of the day of the previous week. So if you ever want to look ahead, you can see that. All assignments are laid out in Google Classroom in order of which you should complete them. So you can see in the master schedule, you're doing the play posit remote learning notes, and then we're moving on to lesson 1, lesson 2, and then we have a Flipgrid assignment for this week. Coming down to the class resources page, your other assignment for this week, or for Monday rather, is to do the week 1 assignment syllabus. This is the only assignment that's going to be in the class resources page, but I just wanted to keep it under there because it doesn't quite fit in with our content. You should have a copy of the syllabus. I'm going to let you guys read it on your own, and then you need to sign it and turn it in. Other things in the class resource page is the TCI textbook. If you open up this link, it will have a Google Doc of how to access the TCI textbook. But this is an online textbook for you guys that when it comes time to do like the lesson 1 notes, you are doing all of that in this, all the readings rather, in this TCI textbook. Let me show you guys real quick my programs. This is what it kind of looks like when you log in to the textbook. You want to add the Government Alive. And when you're reading the text, when you see lesson 1 and sections up here, this is what it's referring to. So everything's organized by lesson numbers. We'll be doing about 1, maybe 2 lessons per week. And it should take you about 2 days to complete a lesson in the block model. Now there are these they call them notes at the bottom. I want to be sure to be very clear on this. You do not need to complete these note activities that are in the TCI lessons, okay? Instead, I want you guys taking physical notes or keeping a digital notebook on the readings. So let me show you guys lesson 1. for notes. You can see the directions here. How do you make your TCI username and password. And then you have two options for notes. You can either keep a physical notebook or keep digital notes. Now, if you're doing a physical notebook, you most likely will have like a single subject notebook that you're recording your notes in, and you're doing handwritten notes. If you're going to do a digital notebook, you'll want to keep things in a Google folder. I also create note guides for you guys. So you'll see down here we have the Lesson 1 note guide. I put the key vocab in here as well as the essential question. I have some students that do read the text and do some vocab work and answer the essential question. I have some thinking questions that you could do for your notes. So if you're keeping a digital notebook, you could make a copy of this notebook by just going up File, Make a Copy, and then you would want to make sure that you're putting it in a folder that's organized and owned by you, but shareable with Mr. James, so that when it comes time for a notebook check, you can always do that. So I would, instead of copy of, I would do Mr. James notes. Then I can type my answers or add any notes that I have from the reading into my note guide. Okay, they're separated by section. So if you're in Lesson 1, Section 2, in the TCI textbook, that is Lesson 1, Section 2. Okay, so as I'm reading the textbook here, I would have my note guide open, and when it comes time to define power, as I'm reading here, what is power, how is it exercised, I would most likely read this section and then go and define power, okay, from the textbook. You don't want to be, just plugging power into Google, right? That's not, we want it within the context of American government. So you're asked to keep notes for each lesson that you complete. Again, it can be a physical textbook, it can be a digital textbook. At the end of each unit, I'm going to ask you guys for a notebook check, which if we're in live class together, if you're a hybrid student, I can look at your notes if you're keeping a physical notebook. If you're keeping a digital notebook, you might be sharing those note guides with me that you completed or uploading them into the notebook check. It doesn't matter if you're a hybrid student or a virtual student, you can do any type of notes you want. If you're a virtual student and you want to keep a physical notebook, you can take pictures or open up your phone, take like a video of your notes nice and slow, right? And upload that to Google Drive when it comes time for a notebook check. Okay, so notes are about 10% of your grade, roughly. They're graded on just a 4-star scale, and I'll ask you guys to do a little bit of a self-assessment on some of those notes too. Okay, that's it for notes. I also have a web page here for taking notes specific in social studies. So if you're one of those people that want to do physical notes or want to try out a new note-taking system, you can check out that webpage. Finally, on the notes assignments, you'll see they are not worth any points, but that's not to be confused with that you won't be graded on your notes. It's just a placeholder here that when you are done with the Lesson 1 notes, you can mark it as done, and you know that it's done and that a note check will be coming for points at the end of the unit. So even though it says ungraded, do know that you will be checked on your notes at some point. Schedule as well in the note assignment is all posted out here as well, kind of a pacing guide for you. And then the other thing we have in week 1, and this is towards the end of the week, is a Flipgrid response. You can read the directions here, and you'll want to reply to at least 2 other people after you've posted in the Flipgrid. I'm okay in your replies if you do either video or text-based replies. That totally works. I think it's a little bit quicker to reply to some people over text. But when you're doing your initial Flipgrid post, you should be on video or audio for recording that. All right, that is about all I got for us to really get up and rolling in American government. The last thing I would like to say is if you don't like the online textbook, or at least reading online, I do have physical textbooks that I could check out to you. Just send me a message over email or Teams, and I can figure out a way to get you a textbook. All right, looking forward to this class. Take care, y'all, and have a great day.